time is it? It's clobbering time! Because it's time for that cult of personality! It's Friday night, everybody, and it's the Infinity Equation live in your face with brand new stuff. Thanks to you all for your super chats because you helped get a brand new layout. You see, the intro works. Testify. But we are here, we are live and in your face and in the place. Woo! Let's get it started. Welcome everybody to the Infinity Equation. For our old people who are here, love you. Goon Squad, stand up. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button if you'll see what you like. If you don't like, hey, here's the dislike button. That's cool too. It's not for everybody. I understand it. Just like, a pumpkin spice is not for everybody either. So, whatever. But we are here for you. We're here to give you news. We got a great guest tonight. Let's welcome Mr. Jordan, a.k.a. Orioles Workshop. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Oh, we're good.
Thank
But
you
let's
for
not forget. Oh, you're welcome, sir. You're welcome. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I do apologize. But let's not forget the roundabout get along gang here. Mr. Laser Pants, Mr. Ironhead, a.k.a. Alex Sanchez, Mr. Sexy Boy himself. Ready for some
Not
CM
today.
Punk time? And Mr. Big Time himself, dipping his finger in the cocaine. Oh, did I say that? No.
Wow. All right. That's how we're going to start it off. Okay.
He's got that Balaverse mound on
It
his.
looked like Scarface. She was about to do some Scarface. Like, that's the good stuff.
No, I
Bring it in.
was stirring my drink because I poured the alcohol after the sodas and then it just kind of sat on top. So I was trying to,
No, because I can't. Cause the cup was out of. I didn't see the cup. That's why the cup was out of frame.
Same here. I thought it was Coke too.
I mean, if I start talking like 9 miles an hour, then you can okay, sure. But,
scare all my followers away. I do family-friendly stuff.
Body so polluted.
Man. I was like, it's pretty good.
Can't even have a baby with her. The body so polluted.
Can
That
you
was
do
good.
the whole show like that?
Oh, that's tough.
Please.
Say hello
do the
to
show
my
like that.
little friend. That's
So
tough.
this is the first live stream I'm ever been on. So be
Really?
gentle.
Really?
Oh man,
Welcome.
you ready?
Man, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
Ooh, we're going to
We
break you in
appreciate
good.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get you ready for tomorrow. We're gonna get you ready for
Okay.
high school creation.
Sounds good.
We are gonna pop your live stream cherry.
Oh boy.
I don't like that phrase.
No, okay, sorry. Too far?
Yeah, a little bit.
Line stepper?
A little bit.
Okay.
Can everybody? Because I'm new to this, so this is chat overlay. So I guess everybody can see the chat, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I
Good
don't know.
stuff.
It's something new. It's like brand new with the new system. It's nice. I like this.
I know. It's like StreamYard.
Bye bye. Restream. How you doing?
This is all
How
new
you
for me,
drink?
man. I'm a millennial, but I was raised by boomers, so
There you go.
internet etiquette is like so far away from where it's supposed to be.
Mm.
The internet's a wild, wild west of things. And welcome to the wild, wild west of shows.
I'm here.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the cool Mo D wild, wild west.
Oh, I wish it was that one
I know. I want that long black leather coat.
with the shades.
Yes. Oh my God. I would do what I would do for that. All right, folks. Well, let's get into it. Remember this week and next week is your last chance to donate for Toys for Tots that we're doing for the end of the month. The last chance to enter in and get a prize. You should be able to pin the Discord link to the channel. You should be an admin. You should be able to do that.
He might not be able to because I'm an admin and I cannot pin it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get through this, and I'll pin it later in a moment. Don't forget this last chance to donate for Toys for Tots. Please, whatever you can donate. Doesn't have to be a whole lot, but whatever you can, please just donate, and that enters you into the contest. Remember, take a picture of your donation, either post it on Twitter, Instagram, hashtag IE for Tots. If you do it on Twitter, Uh, excuse me. If you do it on Twitter, just make sure you tag us in it as well. And then you enter next Friday into winning some great fabulous prizes that we got. There's a lot of prizes to get through. And it looks like we might get through them all because it's only a few people have done what we've asked. And might be double prizes given out to the same people, which is going to be wow. Just wild.
Your last chance, guys. Participate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. C796 says, win some free dance lessons from Prime to the first.
Only the Cabbage Patch. That's all he teaches. That's just
The only dances I've ever seen him do is where he straps on beef to his feet and steps on some hot coals and tries to call that a dance. I don't know what he calls it.
What?
Yeah.
He lets you watch while he does that?
Yeah, that's the only thing videos he puts out.
Oh, I got it. Oh, I didn't know that. It's news to me.
Yeah, that's the only videos he puts out. Like he doesn't really put anything out like super spectacular. So Jordan, before we get into the toy news, tell us a little bit about what you do. What is your expertise right there? Because we see a lot of figures in the back.
It looks like he might have dropped out.
Frozen.
His screen is frozen.
Oh no.
Well, he did say his internet etiquette was not the best, so maybe he'll come back on.
Yeah, sure, he'll be back.
Just blame it on StreamYard.
Yeah. StreamYard is they heard us. They heard us talking trash.
That's my fault.
They struck back.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
StreamYard strikes back. Return to the StreamYard. All right, well, let's hop into some news then. Ryan, do you have the Mezco information pulled up, the figures?
I absolutely do. How do I share a screen on this new... here we go. Got it. Hopefully, Oilers Workshop can make it back in.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, I know. So snazzy.
This is like modern technology that I don't understand at all.
Right. I'm used to this. They make me feel like I'm regal.
So it was a big week for Mezco.
Yes, it was.
There was not one, but two of their Slugfest Emporium of Badassery drops this week. And I don't think we've ever seen that. 2 drops, 2 different days. The first one being a variant of Doc Nocturnal. Jeez, I almost forgot. So this is Doc Nocturnal. I think he's called the Red Death Edition.
Yeah.
Basically a red variant, but the first thing... So we already got this teased at MezcoCon a few weeks ago. So we knew it was coming. It was probably coming quick because someone on the internet posted a boxed image of it. So everyone assumed this was the next one coming. When I saw it, the first thing I thought, couple little changes, and this would be a great Mezco Robin. Like this body, it's slightly shorter than Batman. It's slightly slimmer, thinner, like Robin, maybe Damian or Tim Drake. And even his costume is a little Tim Drake-ish, with that longer, like, what would you call it? Like tunic, I think, that goes under the belt.
Yeah.
That's a little Tim Drake-ish. So I could totally see this as a reuse of Robin. But this figure looks great. I like the red version of it. You get a lot of the same accessories, but some new stuff. This is, of course, D Amazing's photography.
Oh, yes. As always.
Shout out to him for the amazing shots of this product that I pre-ordered.
He does all of their product photography?
He does a lot of it, yeah. It might be all of it, but this stupid website, he does a lot of it.
Cool
one new piece is the plague mask, I think they call it, or pandemic mask, which is oddly and sadly fitting for the times we're living in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, masks back in Washington starting Monday.
Ooh.
Oh, well. He's got a glow-in-the-dark head, which I think the last one had a glow-in-the-dark face, or maybe it was just green. I don't remember. I believe the pistol might be new. See, I've already forgotten. And the first Doc Knock came out like late last year. So more
Isn't it
of
about
the
the same time?
amazing.
Did they come out?
I wanna
this come out
say-
about the same time.
Well, this-
last year, is it?
I want to say it was fall last year. So yeah, probably about the same time. This is like, I believe, an in-stock item because it ships. It said September or October. So being that we're halfway through August, it looks like he's coming soon. He's probably already in their warehouse. They also included the katana this time, which we've seen before with Gomez and other sword-wielding characters. Yep, glow-in-the-dark head portrait.
Oh,
He's got the double-barreled pistol. And then this is the old, I believe this is the first release Nosferatu in this picture, but at MezcoCon they did tease a new Nosferatu, who is now part of the Rumble Society, which I think they can do that because Nosferatu is public domain now at this point. It's over 100 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has been for a good 15 years or so, I think.
Okay.
It's every 75 years, right, Bobby? The public domain?
I thought it was 100.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 100 because Mickey
100.
Mouse is almost there.
Because because I'm like, is Dick Tracy public domain yet? I don't think he is.
He
But
started out in the early 30s.
Yeah, but like Peter Pan is, like things like that, really, really early. Like Robin Hood is, I believe.
Oh yeah, Robin Hood is hundreds of years old.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Mickey Mouse is the next big one, but I think Disney's taken like some shady needs to make sure that doesn't go away.
I saw a video on that, on how they're legally going to be able to find a loophole around that whole thing.
I mean, they're Disney. No court is going to like rule against them when it comes to like Mickey Mouse.
Has anyone? Okay. Anyway, but yeah, but like Wizard of Oz, I believe like that whole Frank L. Baum novel series is all public domain. So we could see multiple studios making the movie. But anyway, back to Doc Knock. A few new accessories. It's mostly all reuse, but Mezco does that with the Rumble Society. You'll get a regular release, and then a few months later, you'll get a variant. And so, I mean, D Amazing took a ton of great pictures. Here's the breakdown of everything he comes with. He comes with the Thompson. He comes with like a sci-fi weapon, like a very pulp comic looking Flash Gordon type pistol. He comes with the grapple hook. With the, I believe the first one came with a wire, so that's probably a wire as well. And then he comes with the skull grenades. I think that's some sort of communicator. And then all the usual hands we see with a Gomez or a Doc Knock figure. The gloved black hands. We've seen all these before.
Yeah. Always
And-
pack a plenty. Always.
Yeah, tons of accessories.
This
So we get
this stuff too? Damn.
Yeah. So we get the katana, which looks to be the same one that came with Ronin Wolverine and the various Gomez figures. We get the harness with the pistols, the pistol holsters. The blast effects we've seen a million times with like every Punisher and every gun wielding character they've done. We get a couple of the dual wielding pistols. What are those, Bobby? You would know. Is that a PPK?
Can you make it a little bigger?
Yeah.
Ooh.
They look like Glocks.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they look like
Glocks.
Glocks. Are terrible guns, but
Oh, yeah? Why?
yeah. I'm personally not a Glock fan. People that get Glocks love Glocks. I don't like Glocks. I would probably never own one. But also like CZs. CZs are a really high quality gun manufacturer. I think they're one of the ugliest looking guns ever. So like I wouldn't buy them just because they're ugly looking. But there are other guns that I have that I'm a big fan of Springfield. Or FN, or my VP9 is probably my favorite gun. But we don't need to get into a gun conversation. So
Yeah.
I got off on a tangent.
Sounds like
That's
it was
okay.
I start talking about guns, I get really excited.
This should go, this show honestly should be called the Infinity Tangent because that's what we do. And then you get your standard Mezco base with the same artwork from the first Doc Knock, but with the slightly variant, red suit and the flight stand. This was $90, which was honestly kind of refreshing. I know that's still a lot of money, but the last Gomez was 150, the Superman was 125, so I was happy to see 90, honestly. And they should be shipping soon, within like a month.
I can't wait. I did order this one. A lot of people did not order this one.
Wow.
Yeah, I did pre-order this one.
And then we also, a few days later,
sorry, Ryan.
They dropped.
I just want to see if Jordan's back. Let's see. Jordan, are you there? Can you hear us?
I'm here.
Okay.
Hi.
All right. Cool.
My phone overheated.
Welcome back.
Oh, his phone overheated.
Oh wow.
Are you going to stay on voice only for the show?
My camera's on, it says. Can you see me?
Okay, that's okay.
No, you
We'll
said his
go-
camera's on, but we can't. It doesn't say. Yeah, we can't see you. You may have to switch it. Yeah, you may have to go down at the bottom where it says the settings, and then change it. Your video input.
Okay.
So what's this guy?
This is
Most
another variant of a figure that they put up for pre-order earlier this year.
Oh, that
This
was like
is-
that Moss Man or looking guy, right? He was green, right?
Yeah, this is the Mosquatch. This is the Black
Oh,
Mold
yeah,
edition.
Mhm.
So they are tying in the Doc Knock storyline with the Gomez storyline. See, now the name of the Gomez escapes me. But it was Valley of the Mosquatch Gomez. It was a variant, and I forget the name. The chat will let me know.
Yeah.
Brain farting a little bit. But this is the black variant. This is built on their King Kong body. It's flocked. This is a creature that is made of moss. I mean, it's kind of like a Swamp Thing, Man Thing ripoff.
Mhm.
And so they put this up for pre-order. What was it, Wednesday, guys? When I
Yeah.
posted that up? I believe it was Wednesday. Yeah, 2 days ago. That sounds right. But yeah, it's another variant. It's an inexpensive Mezco considering what they
$60,
usually
right?
cost. $60.
Mhm.
The King Kong, which is the same body, was I think $40. But this one is flocked. Comes with an accessory kit for your Doc Nocturnal. It consists of the axe here, the machete, and one other thing, which I will get to here in a second. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, the glow skull for Doc Knock. It's like a translucent glow-in-the-dark head. So this is almost like an accessory pack for Doc Nocturnal.
That's why I did still pass on.
Yeah. I mean, it's got dated articulation. There's no extra hands or anything like that. But I think it looks pretty cool. And I ordered the green one, which should be shipping very soon. And I figured the black one would look really cool next to it. I kind of like the black look better than the all green look. But that was $60, and both of these now are waitlisted. Might be early enough. If you join the wait list, you can get it if you want it. But that's always kind of like a hit and miss type of thing with Mezco. This one is shipping, they say, as early as October, as late as December. So probably January, honestly, with Mezco and how they project their shipping.
No,
I can hear you.
we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
You can't see me though, huh?
No,
No.
Everything's active.
it's a black screen.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I know you're good.
It's all right.
You're fine. You can do voice. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry.
Jordan, do you collect these Mezcos? Did you hop in on these or?
Oh, there you go.
I think I have a
Now we can
Mezco
see
on
you.
order. I don't remember which one it is though. I have to log in. I think I pre-ordered it forever ago, but these are pretty wild.
Yeah, there's a handful of figures that are pushing 1.5 to 2 years since they went up for pre-order, and they keep getting delayed with Mezco. It's a big problem with them. This is pre-pandemic issues that they've had, so they could probably blame the pandemic now, but honestly, they were late before. So
is that what they're saying? Though,
like buying Action Force.
No, they don't. Yes, no. They don't give any explanation. They don't update people on why stuff is late. They just change.
Like at least like NECA, like they let you know like when they're gonna be shipping stuff out. But it's like, dude, the '89 Batman, it's been nothing.
Yeah, I think '89 Batman now is November. Projected fulfillment, but I mean they pushed that back since it was supposed to be last October 2020.
And they never show like test shots or anything like that, like NECA does. Like NECA will show like first shots that they get in, things like that. Like Mezco doesn't do anything. It's kind of like pre-order and then wait till it ships, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like roll the dice. Yeah.
Yeah. They're even more hush hush than the Hot Toys stuff.
Yeah. I mean, at least these pictures kind of make it look like with Mezco, their pictures when they post it up for pre-order, you see it kind of like in a dynamic action. It's not like a prototype picture where it's just there, and it's like, hey, this is what you may get.
Yeah. So, I think that's all the Mezco news for the week, except they did ship out. I mean, at least I got my accessory packs. The Slugfest Cut and Stitch accessory pack. I actually got those today, so that was kind of cool. But that's about all the Mezco news for the week.
Yeah.
You're coming in really crisp, Jordan. So
I'm back.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
doing good.
Okay.
Looking great.
Sorry, I told you I was raised by boomers.
No, you're fine, sir. You are
You're
fine.
good now, man. Yeah.
Next up, real quick, this was just announced today. Hasbro PulseCon is going to be on October 22nd to the 23rd. It said they're presenting fans with best entertainment toys. Hasbro PulseCon will showcase programming based on its iconic fan brands, including G.I. Joe, Magic the Gathering, Nerf, Power Rangers, Transformers, Dungeons & Dragons, along with the premier partners brands Star Wars, Marvel, Ghostbusters, Fortnite, and more. The program will feature special guests, including the Power Rangers Dino Fury, as well as get fans excited for the show's highly anticipated return this fall. Russell Curry, Red Ranger, Kai Moya, Blue Ranger, Hunter Dino, Pink Ranger, Tessa Rayo, Green Ranger, Chance Perez, Black Ranger, and Jordan Fight, Gold Ranger. And then they said what's going to be available at Hasbro PulseCon in the US, Canada, and UK. Fans can get their hands on the Star Wars Black Series Trapper Wolf, Star Wars Black Series The Power of the Force Cantina Showdown, the Vintage Collections Emperor's Throne Room, Marvel Legends Series Venom, Marvel Legends Series MODOK World Domination Tour Collection, Transformer Generations War for Cybertron Deluxe Covered Agent Rave and Micromaster Decepticons Forever Ravage, G.I. Joe Classics Master Disguise Zartan Action Figure, Power Rangers Lightning Collection 6-inch Mighty Morphin Pudgy Pig, Magic the Gathering Secret Lair Perfection. That's how it's spelled. I was only doing what it says.
With like 4 R's.
Yeah. It's actually 2 R's.
I hate that it's on a Friday. I wish it was Saturday, Sunday.
That's Rhode Island?
Yeah.
Where it's at?
No, it's just all live. It's all live on.
Oh, it's an online thing.
It's through YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to put it on YouTube.
And I wish they would give us a heads up, like when stuff goes up for pre-order, so you can get in and get it.
They usually do when if you're the
hopefully
premium.
closer to the date they do that.
Yeah.
It's just they pushed it back like a whole month this year. Last year it was in September.
Yeah. When they said October, I was like, oh, you better not be doing it through New York Comic Con. That's it's not. No. I don't know how many people are going to get to watch at that point.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Let's see if I have it here. Let me find it real quick. It's McFarlane Far.
I might try to switch back to my phone, guys.
Okay.
Nothing's like syncing for me, so I'm having trouble catching up.
Oh, sorry. No problem.
We'll wait for you. It's all good.
Okay.
We can just keep going with the news for now.
All right.
Yeah.
No worries, man.
Out. And then, really? Huh. Toy art does not. Oh, here we go.
What you looking for? Because I got everything up.
Oh, I got it. I
Okay.
was looking for the Jigmer Burger, the McFarlane's. So McFarlane announced Lobo and Superboy Prime as pre-orders go up. Lobo.
It's a good
I
looking
still prefer
logo.
the Storm. Yeah, I still prefer the which one? The Storm Collectibles one.
Yeah,
Of
like
course.
it looks good for the most part until you get to his head sculpt, and then it's like, whoa, what happened there?
Oh, what's your beef with the head sculpt?
His face looks weird, man.
Mm.
Like, to me, the face just looks really weird. His hair looks weird. Everything else, I think, looks good. His forearms look a little too beefy, but, like,
They are.
yeah. I
It's
don't know.
Like his whole arm looks beefy.
Well, I can see the biceps in that being huge, but, like, he has Popeye forearms almost.
Yeah.
You know?
See
He
everything.
had
finally.
no forearms, really.
What was that, Jordan?
I can see everything finally. Thanks for putting up with me.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no problem, man.
My phone overheated and then my iPad wouldn't show everything. So
Uh,
I got it back. That's pretty cool looking Lobo.
yeah.
But he is pretty chonky in the arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, for the right character, it would work, but for Lobo, it just looks out of proportion.
Yeah.
For this chain, like at least you could maybe kind of give a little bit of give with it, or give like two chains. Like this is just stuck in that one position, and I don't like that.
2 chains,
Yes, two chains.
about
Two
3
chains.
chains.
Did you guys read
I
the
like the shin.
Dark Knight's Death Metal with the Lobo one shot in it at all?
I did not.
No.
I watched the Comic Historian YouTube video of it. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I actually still have like 6 issues left to read of that. I keep procrastinating. I don't know why I do that.
Yeah. It's a very, I don't know the word to describe it, but it's, I mean, put it this way. They put out an album of metal music to go with it recently.
Mhm.
Like
It's
a
very
vinyl.
Yes,
Yeah. It's like every like testosterone fueled like 80s metal band in a comic book.
Oh, yeah?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, I know that McFarlane Toys did Wonder Woman from that series, but I would love like a quarter scale premium format statue of that Wonder Woman. She
Oh,
looks.
The one with the one with like the mohawk.
Is there 2 then? Maybe they're not, because I'm thinking of the one with the blue hair tips and like the crown, and she's
Oh,
got
right.
that visible chainsaw of justice.
yes, I know so. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one I'm fine with. Yeah, I would love. Yeah, I agree with you. Statue would look good on of that one.
I actually
Premium
talked to a
format.
custom group that made one, but they weren't going to produce it, and they showed me the model. And it's incredible. It looks so cool.
Then we have Superboy Prime here. Oh,
Now this
Superboy.
is from McFarlane's own imagination, right? This is like
No,
Todd.
No, this is the actual Superboy. This is back from Final Crisis.
Okay, because I never read Final Crisis, but someone was saying it's so inaccurate that it's like his own idea of what Superboy Prime should be.
This might be his new updated suit, but it's kind of based off a little bit of like what he kind of looked like in Final Crisis as well.
Gotcha.
He probably took some liberty with it too. It's been a while since I've seen the one from Final Crisis. I just remember he had like that suit that powered him, like gave him the rays of the sun and boosted him up.
Mm.
But
It looks
Final
like
Crisis
it's combining two designs. It looks like there's one that's more silver without all that yellow, and then there's one with the yellow that's not silver. So maybe that's what people are talking about.
Gotcha.
it could be because he does. Like, he always does 2 variants of like some of the figures, and I have to question why. Like why Todd? Why?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, he did
maybe
his
he's-
own.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, he did his own like version of Batman, right? The one with all the knives and blades and like way over designed. way over the top McFarlane look of Batman. It's at my Target right now. Like, it's just sitting there. No one's buying it, but
Am I the only one that feels like the plastic that they use on the McFarlane series are like so hard you could like kill someone with it?
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I opened one of the variant Batmans, the black one with the red on his chest. It looks kind of like a Dark Knight or something.
Mhm.
And I opened it and I remember hurting my hand on the shoulder pad. I don't know.
Yeah, the Hellbat suit.
That might be it. Yeah.
Yeah, you could kill someone with that thing.
Yeah.
You could totally bludgeon them with it.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that they're letting kids have these, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's that's your boy Toddy. Toddy does it right.
Yeah, you think these would be like more with the NECA section at Target, but they're in the regular toy aisle.
Yeah.
You know,
They where the Joes should be, but the Joes never show up. So
no.
Spot holders.
Yep.
Placeholders.
Thank you, Toy Malarkey. Yes, Infinite Crisis. I do apologize. Yes, Infinite Crisis. Not Final Crisis. Oh, my goodness.
Was there a Final Crisis?
Yeah, there was Infinite Crisis, and then there was Final Crisis. Final Crisis with Apocalypse was, what was it? The Dark Side and like the family was like they were posing as humans, like they're the new, like they're the gods. They were like humans. It was something off. It's so long ago at this point because New 52 just hurt my head, and I try not to remember.
Any of you read Doomsday Clock?
I did not. I didn't have the time for that. But all that other stuff that they were doing is just like the new stuff they're doing, I'm fine with. But all the other stuff they were doing, Doomsday Clock, it was like it was taking forever to get finished, and then I'm like, I'm good.
Well, here's the thing. I bought issue 1 and issue 12 because I just figured if they were going to have any value or interest, it'd be in there. And I only brought it up because you're talking about all the crisis. In issue 12, Dr. Manhattan talks about the secret crisis and how he has to fight a giant green behemoth and a hammer-wielding god.
Yeah. Huh. I swear they were trying to set up another amalgam universe.
The month after that,
that was bad.
Issue 2 of Donny Cates' Thor came out, and he mentioned Superman, the Flash, and Green Lantern. So a month apart, and each books reference each universe. I caught that when I read them. I'm like, that's suspicious, you know?
Yeah, well, hopefully that.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I know that he's supposed to be like passing through different times, and that's why like the buttons there and all the other stuff. To me, it was a little convoluted. I'm like, I'm done. I'm good.
They have so many crises.
That's how I was feeling about the Death Metal Dark Knights run. There's so many things going on that I was losing interest in each thing.
Yeah. And that was, I mean, didn't Death Metal kind of end in a crisis type situation with universes colliding and realities combining and all that again?
Yeah, I haven't finished it, but that's what I've seen people talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that, like, I don't remember how Death Metal Knights 2 ended. It's somehow like it's now combined universes. Like, so now we're kind of like in like what they call a future state now, where you got new people taking over the old characters' position, which Marvel kind of should do as well. Jonathan Kent is now Superman, while Superman does other stuff out in space. Yeah, John Kent, the son, is now Superman of Earth. Like, while Clark takes care of stuff out in space, which it's not bad. It's not bad. Like, it's a good story.
Marvel, though.
No, Marvel.
Are you talking about the all new, all different Marvel stuff coming in and kind of taking over?
That was a long time. They stopped that.
That was 2016, 2014, but
yeah,
the characters are still around now. Like Kamala Khan, Kate Bishop, that's all happening, right? In the movies.
But the idea of like taking a pre-existing character and replacing it with like when what's her name became Thor. I mean, that happened like 4 or 5 years ago.
Foster.
Yeah, Jane.
That's different. It wasn't like that was different because what happened with her? Like, she had cancer, so it's kind of stopping the cancer a little bit. But every time she would turn into Thor, it would like kind of speed it up.
Yeah, I
real
would.
quick, we
Yeah,
have-
yeah. It,
I'm sorry, real
it was
quick.
speeding up because she used the power, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Real quick, we have a super chat from Happy Accent. Thank you. A super sticker for 99 cents. A purple
Thanks, Happy.
cat. It does not show
Ah.
it, which is weird.
Laser Kitty. Thank you, Happy
Who did
Accident.
that? Oh, that was you. That's pretty good.
A man of many talents, this Oilers
Yeah.
Workshop.
There you go.
Noises, dioramas, we do it all here.
All right.
Hey, you know what? You know what?
We'll get to
Drink
that. We
my
got some
comments.
questions for you, Jordan, about your work and stuff.
Yeah, we are going to dive deep into what you do
Okay.
in the community.
We're gonna get
No
deep,
problem.
elbow deep.
We're going to talk about balls deep. We're talking about balls deep.
Now
Let's
this
complete the
thing,
show. Oh my god!
what a turnaround!
We were all
tiers
wrong.
cleared. Yes.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was
We
so
were-
wrong.
Yeah.
Blows my mind that this was able to fund with the power of people in like
$250
2
for a
days.
square.
Yet Galactus still has not funded, which we'll get to, but you know, let's focus.
It'll
on
This-
get there. It'll get there.
This is mind-boggling. I don't understand how this made it.
I think Macho Man
I do.
pushed it over.
That was part of it.
I think
that was
Matt
part of it.
Cardona was like giving out freebies or something, trying to get people to.
That's also part of it. The interview that he did, but I really think that when they added the extra stuff, that at least made it debatable, or like for people that were on the fence. You know, it's like they were teetering just enough. Although I don't think the value is there. 250. Like I think if you knocked off a good $50 or so, maybe 75. But I'm not surprised. I am surprised at how quickly it happened. Like within the course of those 2 days, really, guys. One point it was at like below 50%, and then like in 2 days it was not. Well, only was it funded, but the extra tiers were funded too.
Well,
And now
I
it's
think
just like
that
dead.
the extra tiers, I think, help because I think if you look at it from a scalper's perspective, if you're like, all right, well, I'm going to back it because if we back it and we get to Doink, say you only want Macho Man, you can sell Diesel and Doink and make $100. Then the thing actually only costs what it actually should cost.
I could see that going up to about $100 too.
But I'm putting it on the conservative end of it. Like, say you made $100 and the ring only cost you 150 at that point. So it's okay.
I'm gonna sell mine.
So I think that's what like people started realizing. Like, oh, I could probably sell 2 of these figures. Like, I really don't want all 3. You know, like I'm probably gonna. I mean, I don't want any of it. I did it for the community, like because something like this can't fail. Like if it fails, it's bad for collecting. Like you never see another one again. So that's the only reason why
I think that's also part of the reason, Bobby.
You know,
So I'm going to kind of disagree with that because look at AEW. They put out a ring for less than this, and I think we would still get rings. You would just have to be able to. You would have to customize it, but you would still get rings. You would still get wrestling rings.
you get
Right,
rings. You wouldn't get this ring.
Yeah, no, I mean like retro kind of rings. You'll get a WrestleMania ring, and you'll get a current Raw and SmackDown ring. You might get a Royal Rumble ring, but you're not going to get a '90s, stuff, ring or anything.
But you see,
But Dante, spot on. They should have done this through Ringside Collectibles, like it's an exclusive.
But look at this. I go on Amazon. I get all those chairs, tables, barricades, belts, the little tables, and the ring.
And the ref, right? You said the ref, right?
Yeah, and the ref. $229.99.
Scaffolding.
So you guys kind of thinking the price is like just too much for you?
I say yes. I think the price is too high for it.
I hear what you're saying, but from the perspective of somebody who makes dioramas, I would say, because this is like a one-time issue thing, there's a bunch of proprietary pieces they're only going to make once. That's probably like a large reason for the price. Like those turnbuckles, I just opened this up, the leather-looking turnbuckles, like they're only going to make this once, so they're dedicating all the resources for one thing, one time. So that's probably a large reason for it.
There's also a lot of unnecessary costs, like the boards.
Exactly.
The boards under the ring are incredibly unnecessary.
Yes.
But how many times are you gonna take those turnbuckles off though? Unless they don't give you no interchangeable turnbuckles, it's just the old school turnbuckles. It's not like you can change them out. Like, hey, if you want to make this like an early, what was it, Attitude Era ring, you can change the turnbuckles out here.
Mm-hmm. The ring, I don't think they'll customize, Dante, but the entrance, it was also a WrestleMania entrance, like it debuted at WrestleMania, so I could see people putting that with their like WrestleMania setup from the 90s and stuff like that.
And you're getting, at this point now, you're getting 3 Ultimate figures, which are 30 each retail, so that's 90.
Yeah,
right?
But it's Diesel and Doink.
Yeah.
I mean,
Still.
I understand what you're saying.
Mattel could really screw over scalpers by releasing a slightly different Nash or Doink, like right after this comes out. Like if they want to be like, oh, scalpers, you want to sell that stuff? Well, we're gonna do this. That'd be a really dick move, but I'm just saying, like, that's how you cut down scalping. But I normally don't like scalping. In this case, because the item is overpriced, scalping is okay.
Well, I don't even see it as scalping because everyone has a chance to get it.
Or recouping your cost,
Right, okay, yeah. Reselling, okay.
Yeah.
So does Mattel not do any pinless joints on their wrestling figures?
Does what?
Pinless joints.
They do.
No.
They do.
No, they don't.
On the Ultimates, don't they?
Nope. Mm-mm. They don't do pinless, and they have really weird like wrist articulation. Like they haven't caught up yet. Like when they tend to spend money on their bodies, they reuse it till they're dead. Whereas you see like Legends they'll retire a body really fast just to get a better body out there.
Bucky Cap.
Well, Bucky Cap was something that they used for a very long time, but then that was like when Legends wasn't huge yet. Once Legends got huge and they started just tooling like crazy, then then that body got retired. But like WWE, they don't, some of their stuff, their joints and stuff hasn't caught up, which is a bummer. I would like to see them catch up, which is interesting because they were the first ones to do the digital face inkjet
scanning. Yeah.
So it's like they beat everyone to that. Or I would say that they perfected it before anyone else did it. WWE was doing it before Marvel was doing it.
Yeah, might have. I think Black Series was doing it before WWE, though.
Not to interrupt again, guys. I'm going to join from my desktop, even though it's a weaker camera. I can feel my phone already getting hot again. So
okay.
Just so you know.
Cool. So, okay, Dante, you backed it, and then you backed out. You had second thoughts.
I can't do it. I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it. I don't like that you have a pending charge there on my account.
I know
until it gets back. Don't charge me until it gets back. That's what you should do.
They charged me like right away. Like they took everything.
It's a pen. Yeah, it's sit there as a pending. It's like having a Target just keep charging your pending.
Yeah.
Is your money there? Is the money there? Is the money there? Is the money there? All right, cool. Yeah. And then fine. Don't do it until you're ready to take the money. Like until everything says it's full payment. It's last day, and it's like, okay, cool. Now we'll go ahead and take the money.
Yeah.
But see, they did that. See, and I feel like they did the same thing when they did those DC Universe subscriptions. I have a feeling that that's what they did as well on a DC Universe subscription.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ryan, you said
frustrating.
Yeah, I know. No, Ryan, I think you might have said that you were thinking about that. Did you?
No, I didn't. No, because I was only going to get it, just to sell it later. So I decided not. I think I might get to Galactus, but this one.
Why?
Because Galactus is probably easier to resell than
resale value, baby. Resale value.
Yeah, and don't Don't call me a scalper. That's not scalping. Right? Right, guys?
Yeah.
I'm not a
Not
scalper.
scalping.
Real quick, Ross Cousin had a question. He said, "How much difference is the Doink from the previous release Doink from some years back?"
Well, this is an ultimate, so
It's
it
an
should have
ultimate.
like butterfly joints and you
Yeah.
know, just a slightly better articulation and stuff like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know because I don't know what the other Doink looked like.
The other Doink was an elite. I think I have it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. All right. We'll move on to Galactus, who's at 90%. He's at 90.
I can't believe this thing hasn't funded yet.
You and me both. Like, I thought
That
this would be
really
fucking
surprises
master.
me. That really surprises me. Especially, like, I know that the Sentinel was a troop builder, but you know, we're kind of on this trend where, like, no matter what Legend stuff sells, unless it's the Fantastic art, but if for this to not fund yet is really, really surprising to me. You know, I think a lot of it has to do with the stretch goals. I think the stretch goals are terrible for this figure, and I was waiting for Hasbro to kind of come out with like a Macho Man situation, like, oh hey, sorry we fucked up. Here's something cooler, but they haven't yet, and that's concerning to me.
You know what would have been cool is a classic Galactus head sculpt. That would have been a great unlock.
Yep.
You know, like
Yep.
a first appearance Galactus head sculpt. This is gonna fund. It's just taking a while. Well, I mean, was the Sentinel at what is it at now? 13,000?
This is at 12,000.
12,000 and what?
12,738.
So it'll be 13,000 tomorrow.
Yeah. It'll make it because it's at 10 days left. It'll be here.
Oh, it's absolutely going to make it, and I'm calling it now. You're absolutely going to get Nova. The next unlock, we'll see.
I don't think the crazy part. I don't think we'll get Nova. I have a strange feeling that we won't get Nova.
I think we absolutely will.
Because how much was it to get to Nova?
16,000.
Yeah, if it's taking this long just to get to 14,000,
it's all about the first 2 days and the last 2 days, man. It's going to be a slow drip until the last 2 days. It's been getting
Nova?
It's been getting about
Yeah.
200 a day, like consistently 200 a day. So people are just waiting to the last minute, and then they'll back it. It's like every crowdfunder almost ever.
So
Yeah.
and from what the interviews they were doing this week with everybody who had good interviews. There was something that stood out at a Dan Who's interview with them. Ryan had said, that they listen to people, and they always try to, listen to everybody and see how, what they can change for the next HasLab. For any, this is, and I don't know if you all agree with me. If you're going to do a HasLab, please tell us what's it going to be first, like what the backer kits are going to be, like the extra add-ons. That's what I mean. The add-ons that are going to be. So I think it would move faster.
Like the tiers, you mean?
Right. Like if they would have said Frankie Nova, and then so let's just say it's Silver Surfer in this silhouette, or who's going to be. I think then people know, like, yeah, I'm going to back this. Yeah, this is what I'm going. Yeah, this seems like it's pretty cool. I'm going to try to get it to whatever the mark needs to be.
I think it's pretty obvious it's going to be Silver Surfer.
Right. But then at least be upfront with it, like Mattel did with their. Now the good thing about Mattel is they're upfront with all their tier goals, which is great. I'm happy with it, but I just wasn't happy with the price of it. This I'm happy with. It's just a high target number that you're reaching for because of what the Sentinel did. Like you're asking for 14,000, and what was the Sentinel again? Or what was it, like 6,000?
Yeah, 6,000. But it ended at 21 and change.
Right. So if you start at six, if you have sitting on 6,000, try for 7,000. Maybe go up 1,000 or 8,000. Maybe go up to 2,000, 2,000 more.
It would have cost a lot more at only
Yeah,
7,000.
Right.
They had
Which
to
I
do that just because of all the new tooling for this figure.
And I understand that, but you know it'll be back. Once you hit those numbers, you know you'll get more than that. So it will cover, 9 times it will cover the cost. Because people will back it once you show what the tier goals are.
Yeah.
And,
Instead of playing Easter eggs with all the extra tiers.
right.
I agree.
I don't know, that's just like I said, it's just my opinion. Yes, Dan, you did hear your name called, your roll called. Real quick, we got 2 super chats. I missed one of them. Let me go back here. Blake with the super chat says, "I am looking forward to ex-employee Bobby's take on Galactus." Thank you for the super chat, sir.
Hey, real quick, before you move on to the next super chat, Blake, I just want to shout out Blake. Blake is so cool, and he is probably one of our biggest supporters of the Infinity Equation. So, Blake, special shout out to you, and thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. You
Yeah.
are always a trooper in my eyes. Not a starship
An OG.
trooper, but a super trooper. James Saltberg with a super chat says, "I'm tempted on Galactus. It is amazing, but I don't have the space so saving my cash for Action Force Series 2 and my 4 Tonys." Thank you for the super chat, James.
Hey, none of us are going to argue that. And hopefully Oilers Workshop, hopefully Jordan come back soon so he can give his thoughts on this Galactus.
Yeah. Ryan, you said you're getting 2 Galactuses.
I have one now. I will probably get a second before it ends. I'm not 100% decided, but I might get, more than likely get 2.
Have all you guys backed Galactus?
I have 2.
I have.
I don't know. I was going to. I was bummed I missed out on the Sentinel. Because I missed out on the Sentinel, I'm like, But also, it's hard. It's still hard for me to support Hasbro in this way.
I understand.
There's a lot of, it's
crowdfunding.
It's not just the hate of them letting me go. It's the hate of me pitching crowdfunding 7 years ago when it was hot and it should have been done. Also, it's like now you don't need to do it, and also like I don't know. I think it's hard. Like the Ring, it's like okay, it was their first Mattel Creations thing. It has to succeed in order for them to do more. Hasbro's had some, they're batting like 95% on HasLab. The only thing that didn't fund was the Cookie Monster, which we all know that wasn't going to fund. So to me, it's almost like they sweat on the sail barge and they didn't understand crowdfunding when I tried to explain it to them. And luckily I got an employee discount one and sold that shit for a ton of money. But, they didn't understand the process. And now they're getting greedy about the process. So that's why it's hard for me to kind of back this. There's still some feelings there I'm never going to let go of. And, it's Dwight worked on this. So it's hard for me to, support that in that case. If another designer worked on it, it'd probably be easier. But, there's a lot going on that I won't, it's going to be hard for me to click that buy button.
Well, think about it this way. And I mean, I'm not trying to convince you, but even after being laid off, Hasbro can still make you money. I mean, you could buy.
And that's the other thing. I look at it from that perspective. Like, well, I can milk off of them a bit, and kind of stick it to them. But when I think about it, it's like, do you know how many people from Hasbro backed Action Force? 1, my friend Tony. So it's like, I'm not in any rush to help them hit this goal. If it funds, I might come in then. Like, I'm not going to be one that helps them get over the finish line. I'll come in after they've already established it. I don't want them to rely on me and be one of those people. I'll let other people get it there. When it gets there, I'll join in.
Yeah,
Jordan, sorry, real quick. Jordan, what's your thoughts on the Galactus?
It's pretty awesome. I did back the Razor Crest that Hasbro did. That was my first like toy crowdfunding project that I backed. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me, for me, looking at this value wise, it's not worth it to me. It's just a bunch of like a very large, heavy amount of plastic. If there was something more to get me into it, but it's kind of just like a large Legends figure. So it just doesn't feel like something for me. But I don't really have a lot of deep thoughts about it.
The lights aren't enough for you. It has working lights, right, guys? LED lights.
Yes.
Oh yeah, in the head and chest.
It's a gimmicky to me. Like going back to like somebody who makes stuff like where I put lights and things and things. It's actually insanely cheap to add lights to stuff, and these companies like mark up the price so much when they add a simple feature like that because it's a selling point, it's a marketing point. But I can get the type of LEDs and the power source they have in Galactus. I mean, I can buy a pack of 50 of those for less than $12, and integrate it into a diorama. So those types of things don't really sell me. Like the whole piece has to be something like really that hits me and my nostalgia feels, or is something that I can't live without. And for me, I'm not there with this, even though I'm a Silver Surfer fan.
Gotcha. Real quick, we got some chat from Jim Largo. He says, "I'm happy with the old Marvel Universe Galactus. My money is going to Valverse." Sorry, Bobby, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
With the LEDs, that's not entirely accurate because yes, an LED may be cheap to buy and cheap to put into a diorama or a custom, but they have to go through stringent kid testing, product development testing, which is way different than just putting it into a diorama or a custom. So there has to be double entrapment on certain wires, on certain LEDs. The LED has to withstand certain drop tests and things like that. So it's not apples to apples kind of thing. There's
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, there's some more to it. It's like, for instance, like a magnet. Like if you want to put a magnet in a toy, there's a double entrapment law. So you have to basically put the magnet in another cube or container and then double entrap that in plastic walls within the item, and then have it mounted with either a certain type of adhesive or screws, and that it adds all of this extra cost. So it's like when I found that stuff out, I was like, oh wow, like yeah, because you think like, oh, it's just easy, yeah, just put a light in there, or put a speaker or something like that. But there's all sorts of integrated stuff that's in there that we don't see, or we don't realize that they test for.
You're right. Yes. I'm kind of looking at this for the first time in detail. I've just seen it in passing on Instagram, but pulling it up here and looking at the close-ups, I mean, the head is much better than I thought it was, and our fully articulated fingers is pretty awesome. So that's
the fingers the fingers were like kind of what sold me on it.
How tall is he?
32 inches.
Yikes.
Yeah, so
okay.
It's bigger than the Sentinel, yeah.
I guess now that I'm looking at it more detailed,
it's bigger than
you're
getting two.
That's right. Yeah, I'm getting two. Yo, I got 3 Sentinels. I'm getting 2 Galacti. Okay? Galacti.
So just to back up a little bit to what Bobby Sorry. Just to back up a little bit to what Bobby was saying about Hasbro. Look, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. There's no reason why they need to crowdfund this. They could totally fund this themselves and take a chance at retail, or take a chance of just having it be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. This takes all the risk out of it for them, right? So they're guaranteed profit, or they're guaranteed they don't have to put any money into it.
Although,
no, I don't.
No,
it's definitely too big for retail, but it's not too big for online retail. So you'd sell it there. You'd get maybe an end cap, maybe 1 or 2 for an end cap.
I can see this being the type of thing you'd have in like more boutique style sales, like we used to have, like a GameStop type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
Like they would sell it at a specialized store with a specialized crowd. You wouldn't necessarily see it as like a Target exclusive, but because I could see it in retail, but like smaller retail. So they're probably just doing this to ensure it's financially worth it for them.
But could we say the same thing about Mattel too with the ring? They could have just did an online exclusive as well.
Yeah, I mean we've
The
I'm just
ring's,
saying. I'm just
the
saying.
ring's different. Like Legends is bigger. Everything Legends sells.
oh, you mean just by
nowadays.
popularity? Yeah, yeah.
So,
But yeah, no, I think we've yeah, Dante, they could have.
I don't get a chance to watch a lot of when like Hasbro and stuff do their Fan Fridays and explain things. Do they ever go over how many people are working on this figure, like design wise and modeling and stuff?
No.
I wonder if it's because they have to put a smaller crew on this, because when you have like development teams, sometimes it's like 20 people working on one thing, and that spreads out the cost. But if they only have like 2 people working on this, then that might justify the time, because if they're paying them 60 grand, 80 grand a year, and it takes 2 of them 6 months to model this, that's 120 grand just in labor. They have to pay 2 people.
no,
Plus,
they don't. That's never a factor in costing. Employee salaries never come into are never part of product costing. So
okay, well,
it's
I mean I don't mean in specifics, but like over the course of a year, I own a small business and I have to factor in averages and gross and net, and so I would think that Hasbro would factor in stuff like that for the year at least. And if they know that they might likely lose money using a smaller crew, I would think that they would make a decision off that. I'm not saying they're costing that all out on a spreadsheet, but I would think that it was something that maybe the people who are approving this might consider. That's all I'm getting at.
no, it's employee salaries are an operational cost. It kind of just comes with the territory. That there's always like they never work on something and say like, okay, well, we have 2 people to allocate to this, so it affects it plus or minus, or we have 10 people working on it. The teams are the teams, and the teams work on it as they work on it. It's that doesn't come into play as far as team numbers.
So then, like with that said, why do you think this is being made? Is it just a promotional thing? I mean,
Well, no, it's being made for. I mean, it's being made for a number of reasons. It's being made because, not like I said before, nothing Legends related seems to really fail. Like they've where I when I was on Legends, I thought we were doing way too many items, and I was like, we're cannibalizing stuff, and I thought it was going to start failing, and it wasn't, and it was like they just kept doing more and more and more and more and more, and we went from doing 7 waves to 13 waves to 18 waves and a number of exclusives, and it's mind blowing how all of it has managed to sell. So it's like they look at it like, yes, keep doing it, and also the HasLab thing is also a PR thing for them. They generate a lot of PR for it. If something funds fast, something like the Sentinel, they could use that and be like, well, look, we did this. The power of the fans, this and that. The fans, this, the fans, that. But
that's kind of what
the day, they really don't care about the fans. They care about the bottom line. But they can use this towards that. And also, it's like if it fails, then it's like it's no risk for them, like Ryan was saying.
And then the fans can fight each other about why it failed later and give them more free marketing.
Exactly.
Real quick here, Disavow Talk says Dwight Stone designed this in the cave with a box of scraps.
Dwight doesn't design anything. Dwight has a lot of good people that make him look good, and he knows that.
All right, so we'll
great insight, but I'm sorry, just really great insight on the behind the scenes stuff, Bobby, today.
When I can, when I can, every now and then.
He always gives great insight on the inside stuff.
He went all super like business though. He was like pulling out like corporate terms and shit that I never heard
of. Whenever I analyze like anything like that personally, I always like try to look at it through the lens of like, how can they benefit? Because that's why they're a company, right? So
yeah.
Their goal is to benefit somehow, whether it's now or eventually. So I'm trying to like put myself in there, look through their lens, but I don't have all the knowledge, right?
Gotcha. That's right. Ryan, do you
I mean,
have
look, hold on. Of course, they're a business. Their goal is to make as much money as possible. We know this. They also have the mantra where fans come first, right?
Right.
When you put all the risk on your consumer, is the fan really coming first? I mean,
Yep.
they could take the chance. They could take the risk of making this a Pulse exclusive or having retail partners like, was it you, Jordan, that said GameStop?
Yeah.
And of course, we don't have Toys R Us anymore. This could totally work at Toys R Us.
It's coming back.
You know,
But even though I know all this, I still backed it. I mean, I want this freaking toy, you know.
Right.
But that's
You guys
that.
sneak
That's
preview of a 1/18th true scale vehicle that I'm building by hand.
Absolutely.
Hold on.
All right.
Nice. Ryan, why is grabbing that? Oh, wow.
Woo! Get out.
That is an at head.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
That's awesome, man. So that's true. That's true 1/18 scale.
It might
Holy
be
crap.
like 2% undersized, but it should be true 1/18th. It should fit the 1/18th figure. Let me see if I have
3 3/4, guys.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is made. I'm doing this by hand, and it's something I've always wanted to make, and I had somebody ask me to make one, so perfect opportunity. And this is going to be crashed in the snow on Hoth.
Oh,
That's
so
why, this cannon is blown off. It's going to be laying in the snow on its side like that.
ooh, it's pretty
That's
awesome,
nice.
man.
So I this is why I say, like, I think about how much work goes into it. I'm doing it by hand. They're doing it digitally, but an insane amount of time goes into this stuff. So that's why I'm wondering, like, where is Hasbro's or Marvel's head at on this stuff?
Well, it looks fantastic.
Yeah. Amazing. Very amazing. Ryan, can you put the Neca stuff for us, please?
Ding 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 ding
Yep.
ding 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 ding. It's almost
Little bit of-
Halloween season.
Yay, for non-scary movies that'll come out during that time.
I watched the oldies.
Look, I want scary movies. Like, I
got
watched the oldies so many times.
I never get tired of them. Woo! This looks so good. So good. Re-release. The original one goes for about 200, but he doesn't have a fabric outfit. So this is just great. I pre-ordered him.
Nice.
The Brain Gremlin.
I was gonna say you gonna tell.
It's the Brain Gremlin from Gremlins 2, the new batch, voiced by
Now-
Tony Randall. Remember
This
Tony
is
Randall?
this is the first one that comes with soft goods.
No, they have.
I thought the last one was full sculpt.
No, they have. No, they have. They came out with the Flasher Gremlin, which has.
No. I mean the brain.
Oh
The first
yeah.
release.
Yeah. The first release was plastic. They also made an 18 or 12-inch Brain Gremlin too, and they released this guy twice before. One was like a deluxe version, which came with like the book that he's. I don't know if you guys remember the movie. He's reading like story time or what, I can't remember. And then they released a simplified version with less accessories, but that was like over 10 years ago. I think back in like 2008 or ish something. Which is why he's gone up so much in the secondary market. So yeah, he comes with oh yeah, look at these guys. So good. Gremlins 2. So much better than 1.
Whoa,
I'm with Alex on this one.
Dude, I'm telling Dante,
I don't know.
we need to sit down and like study that Gremlins 2 because it is so there's so many layers to it. It pokes fun at itself. So and the special effects are better.
I'm with you, Alex.
Yeah, I don't know.
No?
You have to give me a good reason, like James Bond reason, to switch over. we'll get to that.
Well,
we'll
yeah,
get to
I
that.
can. I mean, I can give you a good reason is that because the special effects were better, and I can't remember who it was right now. He made more different kinds of gremlins as opposed to the first one. It was based all the gremlins were the same except for Stripe, who had the white stripe, and that's it. But these, they're all different kinds of gremlins depending on their personality. Come on, you've seen the movie. It's so much better. I didn't convince you. I know.
You've seen the movie.
He's like, I see you see the movie. That's my argument. You see the movie, you know. Super chat with Jim Margo. Thank you again. It says NECA sculpts are beautiful, but articulation and breakage makes me nervous.
The Gremlins, of all the NECA stuff, I've had the least amount of problems with their Gremlin stuff. As far as like having to heat up the joints, I've never had a breakage or anything for any of the NECA stuff really. So I can't really speak to that, but Gremlins are good as far as their articulation. I mean, it's not good in that like they're not very articulate, like they don't have like double jointed elbows. But the lower torso, like the legs, I mean, I don't know, Bobby, maybe you can shed a little light on this. Because the legs are kind of like anthropomorphic, or I don't know how you call them, like the webbed toes.
Yeah.
And the shorter legs, does that make it more difficult for them to put better articulation in there?
It doesn't. If anything, because they have shorter legs, you can dodge articulation because they're shorter. So there's less, less balance. It's a lower center of gravity kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So that's why they probably dodged articulation in the legs. But no, you can totally put any articulation anywhere. It's just a matter of laziness or not.
So a lot of accessories here.
You work in the industry? Is that how you know all this, or you're just like a super figure maker nerd?
Yeah, I work in the industry.
Okay, I had no idea.
What, Hasbro, Jazzwares, and now your own company, right?
Fisher Price, Mattel, Hasbro, Jazzwares. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing.
Penthouse Comics.
Penthouse Comics.
All right. So Jordan, let's get a little insight from you, sir. Let's talk about you.
Oh no.
Now
I was just about to ask a million industry questions that I'm gonna sound dumb.
You never sound dumb because we're all kind of dumb to some of the stuff that goes behind the scenes of the industry. So all of us don't know. So it wouldn't sound dumb. Yeah. So you said you were a collector.
That's why Bobby's here.
That's what you do. Yeah, right. Exactly. You said you were a collector. What is it that you collect, and what kind of got you into collecting?
Man, I collect a little bit of everything. When I was, young, like everybody else, you get addicted to your cartoon or your comic or whatever. For me, it was definitely X-Men, Spider-Man, and Star Wars. And so that really fueled a lot of what I collected when I was younger. I had a giant Star Wars collection. And my love of Star Wars comes from like the first time I had talked about this before on another thing, but I had watched Star Wars for the first time, I think, when I was 7, and I was playing with Legos on the floor, and I was like blown away. And my mother turns to me and she goes, none of that is real. You're 7, you don't know. And she said, somebody had to make all that by hand. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, those are all miniatures. They're dioramas and they're miniatures. And that blew my mind. And made it as many little toys and things I could, so everything out, knowing that somebody did that to make the film. And so that's kind of where my love of toys and collecting comes from. And as you can see, I absolutely love Star Wars, and I love armor, cool helmets, jetpacks, and so Boba Fett. And I first saw him, that was crazy. And then the Rocketeer, and then I love the first Avenger, and then everything comes from there. We were talking about Joe Johnston earlier before the stream, but I love anything that has like a really specific and really cool design that makes sense especially in a sci-fi way.
Mhm.
Like I'm a big fan of Metroid as well, so I've got my Samus
Mhm.
as well because the armor design, the helmet, the jetpack, same kind of theme with Boba Fett. Space stuff. It's all kind of interplay with the design of it and the sci-fi cool factor. That's all kind of spurned on by Star Wars.
Awesome. Man after my own heart. I
Yeah,
love all that
like a
same
lot of
stuff.
us.
Like Star Wars has always been my number one, like go to like nerd sphere thing, and
Mhm.
Boba Fett aesthetically has always been my favorite character. I mean, I always default to Luke as a character, but Boba Fett like looks so cool,
Yeah,
and all that mystery that surrounded him before the prequels came out, and that original vintage Kenner action figure. It was like that was it for me, man. Boba Fett was the coolest.
100%. Yeah, before the Mandalorian Mercs Costume Club and we had all these new toys and stuff, I was in my garage like trying to make cardboard armor. I'm like, I want to be Boba Fett. And I was the
Mhm.
nerd kid, went to school wearing like a Boba Fett wrist gauntlet I made out of cardboard, getting beat up by the bullies.
Mhm.
But yeah, the armor, like I also have the probe droid over here. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Uh-huh.
But anything mechanical looking, armor based, this is one of the prototype spacesuits from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
This
Wow.
is, and it's a black one. It wasn't in the movie. They have made a black one and a purple one and a white one. That were
Yellow one. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yellow one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's my sideshow con exclusive monochromatic R2.
Ooh.
Because I don't know why, but I love things that are monochromatic.
Mhm.
So I've got.
Oh, I need that probe droid.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, I've got the all of the things that are black and white. I used to have the concept Captain America as well because I love the black suit. So I like monochromatic stuff and I like armor, sci-fi, anything that looks like it was designed by a complicated engineer brain, that kind of stuff.
Excellent, sir. So
I love Dante. Dante, I love that diorama you showed with this like the stained glass,
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
like a church window from his
Yeah.
Instagram that you showed.
Yeah, I can go back to it.
That was
Yeah, with the
just
copper roof. The copper
Yeah.
roof was awesome.
that's beautiful, man. That's mind blowing.
So
It's so intricate. That must have taken you forever to make that.
Yeah, I did. It so I can't do dioramas and stuff full time yet. That's my goal. But I basically work on it whenever I have spare time throughout the days and weeks, which it can be anywhere from 2 hours a week to 30 hours a week, just depending on my schedule. And that piece took me like 10 months, just working on all that. It's 67.5 inches tall.
Wow.
And 26 inches wide and almost 2 feet deep.
Wow.
And that it's actually, if you look closely at that, it's the stained glass. It's actually Batman. There's two bat symbols. And so it was commissioned by Eric Studdard, who's a toy photographer on Instagram.
Mhm.
And he wanted a stained glass window that he could put behind Batman. And then he told me he also wanted a clock tower, and I said, well, and he said if there's a way we could combine them, and I said, of course there is. So my 2-month idea turned into a 10-month idea, and I decided I like to go big or go home when I make something that I haven't made before. So I just dove in and I just started building and designing in my head, and then just as I construct out of foam and stuff like that, I kind of let it tell me what it wants to be. So on the picture you had up with the clock face, there's those sort of spiky pieces coming off the angles. That was something I just decided to try in the moment. Ended up looking really, really cool. Like it wasn't something I had planned from the beginning. And a lot of my pieces go that way. I kind of live sculpt as I'm doing it over time because I change my mind a lot and I find better ideas along the way. And so that's the result of 10 months of doing that.
So are you all foam, or do you use like balsa wood or 3D printing, or?
So I don't 3D print anything. I have a 3D printer. I just I know if you guys have ever experimented with it, I mean, the time it takes to model and set it up and make sure it's going to print right. Most of the things I would make with a 3D printer, I can do by hand just as fast or faster, which I actually encourage people to try to learn stuff like that because it'll be better for you down the road, even if you switch to 3D printing.
Yeah.
So I don't use a 3D printer right now. I will at some point, but I use foam, balsa wood, MDF. It's which stands for medium density fiberboard, which is what like baseboard is made out of, and you can get in thin sheets. I use anything that will work. I use cardboard. I use cardstock. I use the backer boards from comic books. That the roof, the flat part and the front facing triangle, that's a comic book backer board that I cut out and I super glued on to get that nice flat surface.
Awesome, man. That is
Nice.
gorgeous work there.
Thank you.
We got 2 questions here and 1 super chat. One of those questions super chat. Thank you, Eric Alfred Abel. It says, I like
Alfredable.
Afraidable, thank you. I like how Valverse took inspiration for Kirk from Matthew McConaughey and Reign of Fire. Can I suggest Clint Eastwood or Charles Bronson character?
All right.
I'm not fans of either guy.
And Josh Lambert asks, does the clock on the tower work?
No, my original idea was to use. I was actually going to pull the guts out of an old clock I have over here and put it in there, but it was too small. I couldn't find a working clock that was big enough that looked good. If you go to Walmart and you buy like a really big working clock, it's just a tiny little mechanical electronic thing on the back. And so if you're going to go inside the diorama and see that, it would be very lame and underwhelming. And so I just decided to make the face from scratch and use clock parts for the hands. So the only thing I didn't actually hand make on here is the hands on the clock. I got those from clock parts I have. I have a giant array of boxes over here of just parts for stuff that I've saved. So I was able to use some of it finally. But that was designed in Photoshop. I built a file that's the size that I needed it at, and I drew it all in Photoshop. I got a basic clock face, and then I added everything to it. And then I can show you. This is how the stained glass window and the clock face were made. So these are overhead transparencies. If you remember back in the day, you'd go to school and they'd project it on the screen on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
So these
Projector.
only come in 8.5 by 11, and so I had to split the clock in half to get it printed, so that if you actually look really, really close, if you were to have the piece in front of you and get your eye up, it's actually 2 of these joined together, and they're cut along a black line to get the full size of the clock.
Yeah.
And so the stained glass is the same way. When you put 2 of them together, you get a really, really bright piece.
Yeah.
And you put a piece of paper in between, and it glows really bright white.
Now that I got a close up look at that, I see the bat signal, and that's even cooler now.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome, man.
I have a question
I've been
for.
thinking about that for years, but I hadn't had the courage to execute it, because you never know if you're just going to waste a bunch of hours on something, but sometimes you just got to go for it.
Yeah. I have a question for Jordan. Jordan, do you have any kind of formal training, or were you self-taught? How did you? I mean, I know why you got into model making and diorama making, but how did you get into it?
Well, I kind of told a little bit of the story already with, like, seeing Star Wars for the first time.
Star Wars.
With my mom telling me that everything in the movie was miniatures. That really made me start thinking as a kid, how are things made? I got fascinated with how things are made. And so I would spend a lot of time just staring at objects and wondering how they were put together. That also translated to, like, when I was in the store as a kid, I would see toys or items around the store, especially in like thrift stores, and you know when you pick up like a piece of PVC pipe or a piece of plumbing and a kid, and you're like, pretend it's a lightsaber. I was kind of doing that on steroids, and like, okay, if I took this, what could I glue to this, and what could I cut off of this? And I've been doing that my whole life with things. And so in training your brain to kind of think like that unintentionally, you start to see objects as what else they could be, and start figuring out how you can turn stuff into other stuff. And so that is where most of the motivation came from. And then it just happened with that. I gravitated toward architecture and drafting.
Me too.
So what's that?
I studied architectural drafting for the first 3.5 years of my college years, and then I switched to fine arts at the very last year.
Nice. Yeah, that's I always wanted to learn how to draft because I loved architectural design as a result of all that thinking, that I was just talking about. And so in high school, I got into the drafting class and did hand mechanical and then hand architectural. And then I went to a trade school for my junior and senior year locally that allowed me to use CAD modeling programs.
Okay, yeah.
I modeled a bunch of stuff in 3D and learned how to use Rhinoceros. I don't know if you guys have heard of that program.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I learned, and then that just kind of I'd made stuff in 3D, and then I'm like, but I want to make this, I want to make it tangible, I want to make it. And so I learned how to kind of understand, architectural layout and design that way. So that's kind of the only like official formal training I've had in any of these things. But most of it, aside from that, has just been experimentation throughout my whole life.
It's funny because that's what I took in high school as well as drafting.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what I started. That's what kind of pushed me into computer animation.
That's cool.
The whole freaking artistes in this panel.
Except me.
I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm acting like I know stuff.
Look, see how steady that hand is? This is my drawing hand.
Where's that from? Where's that from?
Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, exactly.
Good old Gene Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, look, Brad Harper also says as a current senior architecture student in college, this is awesome to listen to.
Yeah, they're not back here, but I have a whole stack of like drafting books that I don't reference a lot, but sometimes when I need to remember like the true width of a beam or some type of corbel or some detail, I'll flip through it just so that when I make it a miniature, I'm not oversizing it. Because when you oversize something or undersize something and the proportions are off, it looks a lot less real. And so I will flip through those every once in a while to make sure that I'm not remembering it wrong,
We did have a super chat. I do apologize. I missed over it. It is from Star Mobile 76. It says #tiny art experiment.
You guys know what that is?
No, I never heard of it.
I do.
No.
So that is, thanks, Eli. That is, I have a second Instagram page called Tiny Art Experiment, and I am pulling together artists from around the world to make a giant Star Wars diorama.
Ooh.
So it's my version of what Hasbro does and what Marvel, what these companies are doing. And so I decided it would be fun to kind of arbitrate a collective diorama, and so I was blown away by the response. I mean, I'm over 500 followers on that in less than a year, and I did not expect that. And we got people from Norway, people from the UK, people from Central America, people from Australia, people from Canada, and all over the United States making pieces that I am going to put all together and make one big tabletop diorama of a desert planet from Star Wars.
Wow.
Jakku?
Yeah, you got space for that, sir?
I am a Jedi from Jakku.
Oh, man.
That is a beautiful like space hallway there, man. I can see that working for like Star Trek or Star Wars right there.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to go for, is something like that would work all the way across the board.
Yeah.
Do you guys know he changed his account name now? It's Psychic Studios. He was Dark Side in 77.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Jeff has.
What's his name?
Jeff LeBaron. He's Psychic
Studios
right now, and it's spelled SYKIX Studio.
His old name, I mean. What, 77?
Dark Side since 77.
Name sound when you said his full name, it sounds familiar. Like I've heard somebody say it before, but I'm not familiar with it.
Jeff LeBaron, yeah, he's a graffiti artist, and he was doing some photography and got really popular in the toy photography world, and he just kind of had to switch things up in his life. But he's now making dioramas, and he hasn't released a full image of what he's working on, but it's going to blow everybody's mind when you finally see it. But he has that. I sent that piece to him because I wanted to see what he would do with it as a photographer. Like, I don't know, 5 years ago, I think, or 4 years ago. And so he's got pictures of that with Black Suit Spider-Man hanging from the ceiling in that hallway.
So Jordan, how does it make you feel like when you see the stuff like Hasbro's doing as far as like dioramas? Like, for instance, the Bespin Stairs to Nowhere, or the Yavin, or not the Yavin hallway, the ship hallway.
Tantive 4.
The Tantive hallway. Like, how do you feel about that kind of stuff?
Like, in what context? Like, just what do I react? How might I react to it when I see it the first time? Or
Yeah.
I think it's cool because everybody wants a diorama. I mean, I had to post on my account that I'm not accepting commissions until next year because I had a problem saying no to people. I wanted to say yes to everybody that wanted something because I really wanted to make everything that everybody wanted. But I just don't have the time, and I appreciate the response from everybody. But it's cool that collectors can get that stuff. And I think I'm trying to think of the pieces you're talking about specifically, so I can look at them. But sometimes they are kind of underwhelming, display wise or quality wise. But sometimes they're great. And so, but I like the fact that people can now create scenes and do that. Of course, I'd like to be able to make them, but I can't make a diorama for every collector on the planet. I just don't have time.
It's no surprise that you push commissions out to next year because your work is some of the best I've seen. And I follow a lot of diorama creators. Man, your attention to detail and that clock tower, man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think, because actually, just real quick, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but who turned me to you was Foam Formers. They're the ones that, like, when I see you work, I was like, who did this? Like, yo,
yeah,
this looks awesome.
Same here. Yeah, I learned about your work from Foam Formers.
Cool. I'll have to send them some extra things.
You're welcome, Foam Formers.
Yeah. And Foam Formers is great because they are donating Dio for the Toys for Tots donation as well too. So
do you guys? Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were going.
No, sorry.
I'm going to ask, since we have an industry professional here, do you guys ever talk about unlicensed stuff, or you stay away from that?
No, we do.
No, we talk
about
about
third party stuff. Yeah,
because you're asking about some of the dioramas that I've seen are like the Jazz Inc. stuff.
Yeah, I just showed off my Millennium Falcon cockpit a few weeks ago.
I was just gonna say, Alex has one of the greatest third-party dioramas ever made.
Yeah, like that stuff's incredible. I'm getting the what's it called? The Vulture.
Oh yeah, that's coming out soon, right?
Yeah,
Should be
next
shipping
month
out.
supposed to ship in the month. So I'm getting that, but these. Sometimes I wonder, like, when I plan a diorama, I try to figure out space too, and like I haven't had a chance to look at too many of what's available on the market right now that's being mass produced. But space, of course, is always an issue. So I wonder sometimes about who's going to buy what because of that.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I did bring up the Stairs to Nowhere. Bobby was talking about here. So this is what he was referring to.
Yeah, this is for their 3 3/4 line, and you had to buy 2 of these to complete the to complete the diorama.
I'm pretty sure you would have done a much better job, Jordan.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I'd love to make that someday, especially the piece above that's got like the claws that come down. They pull the carbon slab out. Actually, I have a random question for
Jazz
you
Inc. made.
What's that?
Jazz Inc. made that.
Oh,
for a D12 size one.
I forgot about that.
1/6.
Random question, and this is something that I've never figured out about this scene in Star Wars. The wire cage thing that's at the top of that platform, is that supposed to be going back into a hallway, or is that like a window or something in the movie?
Good question.
It looks like
I think it's supposed to be going. I don't think it's a window.
Is it? Oh.
Because if you look at it in the film, it looks like they tried to do a forced perspective, so it's like a walkway that goes off into the distance, but it's
That's
not
what
the
I
right perspective.
always thought it was.
So
too.
I'm like, did they mess that up, or is that supposed to be nothing?
It's left up to our imaginations.
I guess so. Random Star Wars question.
I'm Googling right
Well,
now to see where it's at.
I think it was done before 1080p and probably even 720p. So they were probably just,
Yeah, Lucas was like, no one will ever like look and see that. You're like,
right.
Go back and do it again.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
Yeah, instead he'll probably make like a 7-piece Ugnaught band dancing in the background.
Hey.
Max
Don't
Rebo.
hate me, Alex.
So it looks like a hallway.
So I was
Like you can
wondering,
see like the back.
always-
Yeah.
messed with my brain.
I think of it as one big giant like round room, like an IMAX theater, and then like the exits like our point of view.
Yeah, that's how I always thought of it too. But see, he's got the picture pulled up. Is that supposed to resemble like a hallway in the distance with a door, or is just?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
Okay.
how he was trying to go for it. Because you had the stairs leading up to it, and I would think there would be like that's the exit point. So if you need to escape, like here's your exit here. You got your exits back here. Don't fall off this place because you're going to die. Everything else is
Yeah, right. That's the whole thing. Like everything is precarious in the Star Wars universe. There's no feelings, and you walk too far.
We don't need to. We don't need to dissect this stuff that much. Just let it live on in our imagination.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. Here's a better look at it. It's a stairway.
Childhood.
Hold on. It's a stairway that has a roundabout to it. Like you see it, like it goes up and then across.
Oh, Dante, it's the stairway to heaven. Can we just leave it alone?
Yes, it is. Sorry, look.
I just want to say there's no handrail. There's no guardrail at all. That can't be up to Imperial OSHA standards.
Empire did not care about your safety. Look, Empire did not care. They gave you plastic suits on stormtroopers. Like, this is going to stop blasts. Like, it's plastic, sir. This is shooting lasers. This thing going to eat. You know what? I'm done. Like, the job is not worth it. This is not worth it. Dental? Nah. You can keep dental. I don't care about this. I'm going back home. I'm going back home. Like, forget this. This job's not even worth it. Bump all this nonsense.
All I gotta say is yub nub.
In the spirit of like the love of drafting here, you guys have these?
Oh, I had those, yeah.
Oh no, I do not have that one.
That's cool.
The Haynes and repairables for your TIE fighter.
Yeah.
I've got the X-Men one over there, or the X-Wing one over there. Excuse me.
I didn't know you even made those.
Yeah, I just discovered them on Big Bad Toy Store not that long ago. So it's got all the technical specs for all the different types.
Oh, that's something completely different than what I thought it was.
Yeah. Well, so have you ever gotten a Haynes repair manual for your actual car?
Yeah.
No.
This is the company that actually makes those manuals your mechanics use. So they actually made a branded one for Star Wars vehicles.
That's cool.
Wow.
I might have to grab that.
They should make one on the handrails for the Cloud City.
Yeah,
so we can figure out.
There's got to be like an exploded view or blueprint.
Somebody knows
of Bespin.
I don't know. Sometimes they're like they're matte paintings, and I can never tell if they're intended to be three-dimensional trick or if it's actually something else.
Oh my goodness. Well, Jordan, your work is impeccable, sir. Like I can't, sir, you're unstoppable.
Thank you.
I can say.
You're
unstoppable.
I appreciate hearing that. I'm not looking for accolades, but I know I don't know how many times you guys have been there doing creative things and you doubt like does this look as good as I hope it looks? So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
it reassures me that I'm on the right track.
No, you're definitely on the right track. Like there's nothing. You're not on any kind of wrong track, sir. Your train's on the right track. You got Tom's the Tank engine taking you right down the right track, there, sir. So
I'm really looking forward to your stream with High School Creations tomorrow night.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I just have to show this real quick.
Wow.
Yeah, he's another great Dio creator, and I love to hear the conversations between two artists of the same ilk. So that'll be fun.
I'm sorry. I had to show this real quick before we get out of here. Like this.
Oh,
This
man.
when Phone Former showed this, I was like, "Yo, I need to start following this guy," because that floor is amazing.
Thank you.
Because it almost looks almost like reflective. Like it's a reflect. Also, I'm not sure what you use for that, but it almost has like a reflective look on it.
That is so the floor is foam, and then I glued sheet PVC. I think I have a piece of it right here. Whoops. This stuff, it's 1/8 of an inch thick PVC or expanded foam board. It's not like the stuff that's got paper on each side of it that you get at like the craft store. They call this expanded foam board, at least at my plastic supply place, but it's actually like a type of styrene or PVC, and you can form this with heat. You can bend it, and you can cut it really easily, and it super glues like that. So the floor is pieces of this that I drafted out. I plotted it out, and then I cut the pieces and glued them down. Drafting comes in handy all the time. And then that is flat black, and then on top of the flat black, I smeared blue acrylic, which is just a Walmart paint. Let me grab it. I'll show you real quick.
Okay.
I know you got to go, but
No, it's okay.
this blue acrylic, it's just this. It's flat black and this. Those are the only two colors. And I just kind of smeared it all over. And then what you do is you wipe it around with a wet rag so it's uneven. And then with a paper towel, because it'll dry it and pull some of it up, I scraped back and forth as like linear and perpendicular as I could to get the sort of ripples going in sort of directional ways. Let that dry, and then it's 3 coats of gloss enamel to get the shine. And that's how you do that. And you can imagine if you do the same thing with multiple colors, you can make the floor look like real marble and stuff like that. So that was
Wow.
kind of figured out from experimentation.
You're giving away all the trade secrets, Jordan.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know that. That's excellent to know. Like if somebody ever wants to get into making dials, that's something good to know. Yeah. All right, Jordan, where can the people find you at, sir?
My biggest platform is Instagram. That's Oilers_workshop, OILERS. And by the way, Oiler, for anybody wondering, it has nothing to do with sports. It is the name of me in my steampunk character costume. I am Oiler.
Oh.
Oiler McCoyle. I'm the engineer of the Selenium Sail, which is an airship that can.
Thought maybe you were from Edmonton.
It's much nerdier than that. So that's where the name came from. I won't get into the origins of that, but Oilers_workshop, and I have a YouTube channel, same name but no underscore, just Oilers Workshop. And if you want to check out the giant Star Wars diorama we're building, Tiny Art Experiment on Instagram.
Awesome.
Nice.
I'm checking out your YouTube right now. It looks like really high quality, well produced videos. So
there's a 3-part series on how I built that entire Batcave on there. If anybody wants to watch it,
I'm going to watch it because I need another Batcave. Real quick, before we get out here,
all kinds of stuff. Too much, like I did just now.
Robert Diaz with the super chat. Thank you. Dropping a few bucks into the plate. Good show. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And then thank you, Greg Miller, for pushing the likes. I did see you, sir. I see you.
Thanks, Greg.
Well, folks,
I still love you.
Folks, I know we're wrapping up a little bit early, but it's clobbering time. It's almost clobbering time. It's almost time for that CM Punk. It's almost time. Probably time for some Daniel Bryanson as well.
He's not coming out
see my
today.
boys. Hey! You do not crush my hopes like that.
Hey,
Cult of personality.
If you're not into wrestling, Robo is on Unparalleled in about 13 minutes. So check that out.
You can go check out Beardy any time of the week. Look,
Yeah.
you check out CM Punk.
you should watch Bobby.
Yeah, I'm good.
dude, it's gonna be a big. The crowd is gonna be.
I guarantee you, if they said Stone Cold Steve Austin come back, he'd be like, "Well, let me go ahead and check this out, see what's going on."
Well,
Yeah,
not gonna come back
Stone Cold
with a
Steve
little
Austin
gimpy arm.
Stone
Can't even
Cold
give a
Steve
stunner
Austin was
anymore.
impactful. I'm going to say some really crazy shit right now, and it's going to blow both of your minds.
Oh god.
CM Punk was one of the most overrated wrestlers ever.
How would you know? You weren't even watching. You quit in like 2005.
Yeah, but like I've like caught up just to see what I was missing. I'm like, let me go back.
Wasn't
and see what
I
I missed. You know what I missed? I missed a little dude. I missed a little dude that didn't go to the gym. That's what I missed. With a bunch of stupid tattoos. That's what I missed.
That's awesome.
And he's out. Got him.
Oh,
You said you had something to say real quick before we get out of here.
Going out like that.
I just want
I
to
ain't going out like that.
I just wanted to thank Jordan. Thank you so much for coming on. It was really great getting to talk to you. And I think the only thing that outshines your artwork is your mustache and your amazing hair. They're both glorious. Someone in the chat earlier said that the only hair to rival mine is yours.
Yeah.
Your hair is better than mine.
Ooh,
We'll have to have a hair off.
Ryan, I think
Oh,
today
wow.
was the first day that I was not impressed with the hair.
It's
if you guys
It's a little
want to
unkempt.
win this, if you want to win this diorama,
Ooh.
watch my Mandalorian Armorer figure review and comment and subscribe, and that will enter you to win this.
I'm winning it.
It fits in
Bam.
his
all right.
Write my name on it.
Nice. Real quick, I'm sorry, one last thing before we get out here. Sunday, it will be me, Alex, and Dan Who doing SummerSlam for you wrestling fans. So join us on Sunday. We'll be doing some SummerSlam. It's going to probably be a bad SummerSlam. It's probably not going to be great because it's not great matches at all. They weren't
But
built
we'll
up
make it
correctly,
great.
so they're trash. Yes, but we'll make it awesome.
Yeah.
Other than that, Ryan, you have one last thing?
One last thing. I was the guest host on the Blister Pack podcast, which we recorded last week. It's out now on iTunes, Spotify, all those podcast platforms. So check that out. Jeremy and D-Boy are great. We're looking forward to Jeremy coming back. He is out of town right now, but definitely check that out. The Blister Pack podcast.
He's like Eddie Murphy's partying all the time.
He is, Jeremy
I'm
parties.
sorry. Don Machicciato says SummerSlam is tomorrow. I'm sorry. I thought it was Sunday.
No.
They keep switching the days on.
Oh, did they? So then NXT
I
Sunday.
No, wait a minute. Is NXT Sunday?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't know. We're doing something. Whatever SummerSlam is, we'll post it in the
First
group
SummerSlam is on, we'll be on. You'll see. Just make sure you hit the little ring bell. It'll let you know. Like, hey, these crazy guys are talking about some wrestling. Okay.
Talking wrestling. Yeah.
But at least if it's on Saturday, then Dan can stay with us a little bit longer.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, since you wanted to go to work. All right, folks. We will see you next week. We will have a jam-packed episode next week. We'll be having the enablers. So that's Toying Around, Pronto the First, 796 Studios. We'll have Toy Migos. We'll have Dan Who. We have Just Jay Hernandez. I know.
High School Creations.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I always forget somebody along the line. So many things to try to rattle off. But they will all be joining us next week for the Toys for Tots last day of the month giveaway. So don't forget, donate, take a picture, post on Instagram, hashtag it IE4Tots. That enters you automatically. That's all you have to do. That's it.
Two $150 gift cards, 2 different 112 scale dioramas, figures. There's a lot of giveaways, and your chances are good because we haven't got a ton of donations yet for Toys for Tots. So give back to the kids. That's what toys are really, really for. And you can win something really cool, man. Oh, and Wednesday, Just Jay Hernandez will be live. So I'll be joining him. I know a couple others will be joining him. So join us on Wednesday. Actually, I'll only be there for a hot minute because that's the day I'll be married and I cannot let my wife be upset. So I'll only be there for a hot minute. So we will see you all next week. Stay positive. Hope you get all the figures you always want. And as my boy Disavow says, I'll see you at the pegs. Sorry, Disavow, I had to take that from you, sir.